Hi, and thank you for visiting Hackers vs. You. My name is Tom Greenwald. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about piggybacking. So, piggybacking is actually when an unregistered user gains access to your wireless network. The reasons they would do this is to either commit a crime on your wireless network, so it can't be traced back to them, it's actually traced back to you. And this does not affect you in a way where you would get arrested for it. It would be like if someone asked to borrow your phone and you said sure, and they were calling a guy to tell him to commit a robbery. Well, it was used on your phone, so you are a suspect, you are linked to a crime, but it's not direct evidence without a fact that you committed that crime. But you will have to go through court procedures if anyone does do illegal activity on your network. The next reason people use unsecure wireless networks or piggybacking is to gain access to your files. Well, when someone gains access to your network on Windows 7, your computer sets up a home share. So that means all your files are shared throughout your network. Well, this is good for media streaming options, such as if you're streaming to a PlayStation or an Xbox or another computer or even a smart TV. But this is bad when another unsecure computer, an unregistered user, gains access to your network, because now they have access to all your sensitive data stored on your computers, any bank account information, any credit card information, social security numbers, names, addresses, any information stored on your computer, they now have access to. They also have access to all your files. And let's say there's a file you don't use that often. They can actually embed a keylogger into that file to keep track of any credit card numbers you type, any usernames and passwords you type. These these keyloggers also take pictures of you through your webcam, take screenshots of what sites you're on, view everything you type, when you type it, and then can email it to the person that put the keylogger on their computer. So it's a total invasion of privacy. For keyloggers, you can also watch my keylogger video. So that is the second reason why people would gain access to your network through piggybacking. The third reason is just to use the internet. Well, a lot of people don't think this is a big deal, don't think it could even affect them, because they're just sharing their internet. Well, actually, they're using your bandwidth. So every month, every time you create a contract with either Comcast or Verizon, they give you an allotted amount of bandwidth that you're allowed to use. And when an unregistered user starts downloading a lot on your wireless connection, well, they might be doing it purposely so that they don't have to pay for the bandwidth usage. So they might download way over your usage contract, and then you would have to pay the overages fees even if you're not the one that used it. So having a secure network can be very important. If you don't know what kind of network security you have on there, there's a few different popular types. The first one is no security. If you have no security, if you don't have to enter a password in when you connect to your wireless internet, then you have no security on your network. If you only have to type in numbers when you connect to your router or your wireless internet point, then you have web encryption. Both of these encryptions are fairly easy to break, and no encryption you don't even need a break, you can just walk right in. Web encryption, you can use programs like Backtrack, which are security assessment tools, to actually brute force and actually bypass your security, so you don't even have to go through the web authentication. And both of these, since they're very unsecure, both can be bypassed. I would go to the prevention page on our site right now and actually secure your network to prevent yourself from having any of the problems I mentioned before. But in the third encryption type that would actually be a secure encryption that they could not get onto your network is WebSCA. Now you can tell if you have this encryption if you have to type in letters and numbers, or letters at all. So let's say your password is Tom1, then you would have a WebSCA encryption because you had to type in letters and then numbers, or one Tom, numbers and letters. And this makes it a lot more secure because you're adding a whole alphabet to your encryption. So now instead of just having to go through 1 through 9, now they have to go through 1 to Z. So it takes a lot longer for them to crack through it, and actually is very unpractical to do. So another thing is, if you live in a city or an urban environment, nobody has to just be sitting outside your house anymore to be able to capture your wireless network. They can actually be up to 3 miles away, and using the signal you see on your bottom right, it actually is only about $50, and if they're in an apartment building, you can point this for a 35-degree radius, and if your house is in that 35 degrees, up to 3 miles away, they can pick it up. They can switch through the different wireless signals available and actually just check everyone with web encryption, everyone with no encryption, and go through and be able to tell if you are have any credit card information on your computer, any bank account information, any sensitive data that they would want. And if they do, they can use this information for identity theft, fraud, and other uses. So be aware of that antenna. Do not think just because you're in a city area and most people have it, so you won't be the statistic that you can't be, because there's antennas that go 3 miles away. Also, it works in rural areas too, because let's say you don't have houses for 3 miles around you. You'll be like, okay, well, they would have to be sitting outside my house to use my wireless internet, so I would see them. Not anymore. They can be anywhere up to 3 miles away. This antenna can work in a car, so they can be sitting 3 miles away from your house in a car, gaining your wireless internet, gaining access to all your files without you even noticing. So I hope you take the time to visit our prevention page and learn how to secure your wireless network and prevent against these attacks and save yourself time and money. Thank you for watching my video today, and I hope you've learned a little bit. Have a nice day.